Video, we are going to discuss conversion of percentage into fraction and then a fraction back into percentage. We'll first of all discuss these two things, and then in the later or maybe later in this video I'll discuss conversion of percentages into decimals and decimals into percentage. Okay. These are some of those things that you have already done earlier, but I'm just recalling all these things one more time so that we do not face any difficulty while studying during this year for the things that we have to study. So in the previous video I have told you what is a percentage and what is a fraction. I have discussed these two things just to establish a link between fraction and percentage. Now in this video I am going to tell you how to convert a fraction into a percentage and then a percentage into a fraction. This thing from my previous video is still there. This will be used one more time when I convert percentage into fraction. For instance, I ask you convert 30%. I ask you to convert 30% into a fraction. One thing that students have always find difficult to remember is this: when do we need to multiply with 100 and when do we need to divide with 100? Okay. Students keep asking me this question, that when we are converting percentage into a fraction, do we need to multiply with 100 or do we need to divide with 100? Thank God that they at least remember they have to do something with 100. Okay. Anyways, so I am discussing this thing just to make sure that from now onward you are sure what to do. So I want you to convert 30% into a fraction. Like I told you, when I say 30%, what does percent mean? When we say percent, what are we actually saying? We are actually saying per 100. So if you get something like 30% and I ask you to convert it into a fraction, what are you really supposed to do? In place of 30, write 30 straight away. Then for percent, what are you going to do? 30%. Cent, S-E-N-T, cent. The word cent, if you are a cricket lover, you must have heard the word century. Yeah, century, whatever. What does century mean? Century means 100. When a player scores 100 runs, we call he has scored a century. So 30%. 30%. What does cent mean? 100. I now hope that you will remember when I say 30% and I ask you to convert it into a fraction, then what are you supposed to do? You're only supposed to divide it with 100, because this percent itself is telling you 30%, 30 upon 100, 30 upon 100. This is now a fraction already. This fraction is not in the simplest form, but at least it's a fraction. I have converted a percentage successfully into a fraction. Now I will need to make sure that I write it in the simplest form. So 30 upon 100, I can cancel the 0 with this one. What am I only left with? 30 over 10. So when we ask you to convert a percentage into a fraction, what do? You just divide the percentage into, so you just divide the percentage by 100. Is that okay? I hope from now onward you will remember. Anyways, there are few questions that I am writing here. Kindly make sure that you pause the video, note down these questions, and try these questions yourself. Convert the following percentages into fractions. Is that okay? I'm writing this question for you to practice. Kindly practice these questions in a rough notebook, in a separate notebook, or maybe just make a file and do all these online work in that in that file, maintain that file. It's not just that I'm doing the question and I'm just not keeping a record of it. Kindly do it in a file and send it to me on the Google Classroom by taking the pictures, or maybe you can show it to me later. But I appreciate if some of you just show it to me on the Google Classroom. First question, convert 5%. Okay. Second, 25%. Third, let me make it a little tough. What do I do? 17%. I do not know whether it's tough or not. Then fourth one is going to be 84%. 84. This is 84, okay? And fifth one is going to be, what should I write? 7%. Let's say 7%. You convert these percentages into fraction. Okay? These are just 5 very basic questions, and you can just very easily convert these percentages into fraction. I really hope. Okay, so now we'll continue this video, and I will now tell you how to convert fraction into a percentage. How to convert fraction into percentage. Okay, I'm erasing this half so that we can compare what we have already done and what we are now doing. In this half, we have discussed conversion of percentage into fraction, and now in this half, I am going to discuss convert fraction into percentage. I hope you can read it. If you cannot read it, kindly listen to what I am saying. Convert fraction into percentage. Okay? When I ask you to convert a fraction into percentage, so I'll give you something like this. 45 upon 100. Let's say 45 upon 100. Okay? If you remember, when I asked you to convert a percentage into a fraction, what did you do? Did you divide it with 100 or multiply it with 100? You divided it with 100, I hope. So when you are going to just do it other way around, okay, when you are converting a fraction into a percentage, are you still going to divide or are you going to multiply it now? I hope you can compare this question with that one, that when I converted percentage into a fraction, I was dividing. So now when I am converting fraction into a percentage, I must, what should I must do? I hope somebody guessed. I should now multiply with 100. And when I multiply this with 100, both the zeros are cancelled. 45 multiplied by 1 is 45. Okay? It was a fraction, now it has become a percentage. So I will not just write 45, I mentioned 45%. This was very easy. Okay? So one more example, and that is going to be, what should I write? 5 upon, no, not this one. Let's say 4 upon 5, okay? 4 upon 5. This is again a fraction, and I obviously want you to convert this fraction into percentage. And how am I going to do it? When I convert a fraction into a percentage, then do I divide or do I multiply? If the percent symbol is there, that means percent, per upon 100. Okay? But when the percent symbol is not there, it means not upon 100. So when I am going to convert a fraction into a percentage, I'll multiply it with 100. 4 upon 5 multiplied with 100. I hope you remember BODMAS, order of operation, that I have been discussing with you when it comes to multiplication division both at the same time, preferred division. Okay, so I can cancel this 5 and this 100. I hope you all can. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, this 0 stays. So what are the things that I am left with? 4 multiplied by 20, and 4 multiplied by 20 becomes 80. 80 what? 80%. Okay, so few questions for you to convert fraction into percentage. I am writing this over here. Convert fraction into percentage. How do I convert fraction into percentage? That I have already discussed. I'm just giving you a few parts. First one, 3 upon 4. Second, 9 upon 20. Let me add this one over here. 9 upon 20. Third, what should be the third one? 7 upon 10. Fourth one is 12 upon 15. Whatever this. Oh, sorry. This is 12 upon 15. Yes, I have decided. And then what? Try this 2 upon 3. Okay, these are the 5 questions for conversion from fraction to percentages, and they are the ones from percentages into fraction. Okay, in the next video now, because this video is going to be very long, then in the next video now I am going to discuss how to convert percentages into decimal, and then and then decimals back into percentages. Okay, and I really hope that you will understand everything that I have taught you here. These are the things that you've already done. Okay, it's just a recall, because the things that I want to teach, I want to establish a basic or a foundation for that thing. That is why I have told you to look there, and kindly make sure that you look at it. Kindly make sure that you have done all these things. Thank you so much.